Before going into the next topic, let us recapitulate what you have learnt in the previous class. First point, the powers of a variable in a polynomial is a whole number. Second, the highest power of a variable is called as the degree of the polynomial. Third, the graph of the linear polynomial is a straight line. Fourth, the graph of the quadratic polynomial is a parabola. Fifth, a linear polynomial has one zero. Sixth, a quadratic polynomial has at most two zeros. Seventh, a cubic polynomial has at most three zeros. 8. In general, we can conclude that a polynomial of n degree has n zeros. Before going into the exercise, let us try to understand the real life applications of a polynomial. We can take a day-to-day life example of traveling by a taxi. Suppose you are going by a taxi to school from your house and the cab driver after reaching the school charges you some amount. Now, in order to understand how the cab driver has arrived at that amount, one needs to know the basic concepts of a polynomial. When you travel by a cab, certain charges are called as fixed charges while the others depend upon the distance you travel. Example, the cab driver takes rupees 20 as a fixed charge and rupees 5 extra per kilometer as a variable charge. So, if you travel 2 kilometers, he charges 30 rupees. How did he arrive 30 rupees? That is, fixed charge is 20 rupees and the variable charge is nothing but 5x. That means if you have traveled 2 kilometers, then the variable charge will be equal to 5 into 2, 10 rupees. Plus 20 rupees as a fixed charge. Now the total cost will be equal to 30 rupees. Again from your house, if you are going to hospital, the distance will be different. Again from your house, if you are going to shopping mall or any other place, the distance will be different. So we can use the same polynomial 5x plus 20 to calculate the total cost. Again, this 5 and 20 may vary person to person. That is, the cab drivers charges fixes differently according to their convenience. So, we can use this polynomial polynomial to calculate the total cost. Hope you understood how the polynomial is used in day-to-day life. We have some more applications that we will see in the end of this chapter.
Before going on to the relationship between the zeros of a polynomial and the coefficient, let us recap how to factorize a polynomial. In 9th standard, you have learned 3 methods to factorize a polynomial. One, by taking out the common factor. For example, if you are going to take this polynomial x square minus 2x, what is common between the first term and the second term? X is common, so I am going to take this out. So x into x minus 2. Second method was splitting the middle term. That is the middle term, I am going to split it over here. Example, x square plus 7x plus 10. The first step, here also you have to take it the common factor outside. If there is no common factor outside, directly I will split the middle term. Before that, I will write what is a. A is equal to 1, b is equal to 7, c is equal to 10. You also know this, the standard form of this is ax square plus bx plus c. So first I will multiply a into 7, which is equal to 1 into 10 is equal to 10. Next step is to write the factors of 10. That is 1 into 10, 5 into 2. Now I will decide the factors to be taken. 10 plus 1 is 11, but 10 minus 1 is 9. Here if you see, 5 plus 2 is 7. So I am going to take these two factors now. Let us split it by these two factors. X square plus 2x plus 5x6. It is plus 10 and plus 7. I am going to take plus 2 and plus 5. Plus 10. So it will be, by comparing the first two terms and the last two terms, I am getting x into x plus 2 plus 5 into x plus 2. So my answer is x plus 2 into x plus 5. So this polynomial is splitted as the product of two factors. Third example will be using identity. There are so many identities. Let me give one example. For example, x square minus 9. This is of the form a square minus b square, which is equal to a plus b into a minus b. But since 9 is not written in the form of square, first I will write 9 in the form of square as 3 square. So on comparing the values, I get a as x and b as 3. So my answer will be x plus 3 into x minus 3. All these three methods you are learnt in 9th standard. So let us now go to the next topic, that is the relationship between the zeros of the polynomial and the coefficients of the polynomial. Let us consider a linear polynomial ax plus b. We call it as linear because the degree of this polynomial is 1. This is a standard form of a linear polynomial. What is the zero of this linear polynomial? Whenever the zeros is asked, we equate it to 0. That is ax plus b is equal to 0, or ax is equal to minus b, or x is equal to minus b upon a. This is the zero of a linear polynomial. Now coming to quadratic polynomial. Quadratic polynomial, the general form is ax square plus bx plus c. If the degree is 2, we have 2 zeros. At most 2 zeros. So let us take this one zero to be alpha and the second zero to be beta. I am considering the first zero to be alpha and the second zero to be beta. Now let us write ax square plus bx plus c is equal to k into, if alpha is the 0, then the factor will be x minus alpha. If beta is the 0, then the factor will be x minus beta. Here k is a constant term. Always we take out the common factor outside. So I am writing that factor to be equal to k. Now solving the right hand side, I get k into x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta. This is equal to kx square minus k into alpha plus beta into x plus k into alpha beta. Now comparing the coefficients of left hand side and right hand side, I get ax square is equal to kx square. That means x square and x square will get cancelled. Therefore, a will be equal to k. Now, second comparison, b is equal to, bx is equal to minus kx into alpha plus beta. So, this is equal to, x and x will get cancelled. Therefore, b is equal to minus k into alpha plus beta and c is equal to k alpha beta. This gives me alpha plus beta is equal to minus b upon a, as the value of k is a, just now we have found, and alpha beta is equal to c by a. This is the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients of the polynomial. These two are taken as zeros, alpha and beta. This is the middle term of the polynomial, that is b, and the coefficient of x square is a. So sum of zeros is equal to minus b upon a, and the product of zeros is equal to c upon a. This is most important. Only this two we are going to use in the exercise 2.2. Now for verifying the relationship between the zeros and coefficients, let us take the same example, x square plus 7x plus 10, which is a quadratic polynomial where a is equal to 1, b is equal to 7 and c is equal to 10. Just now we saw the answer. This is expressed as product as x plus 5 into x plus 2. In order to find the zeros, we write x plus 5 is equal to 0. Therefore, x is equal to minus 5. We take the first 0 as alpha. Next, x plus 2 is equal to 0. Therefore, x is equal to minus 2. We take the second 0 as beta. Now comes the verification part. For doing the verification, if you put it in the form of a table, it will be very easy for you. So write the polynomial over here, x square plus 7x plus 10. So what is the sum of zeros? Sum of zeros is equal to alpha plus beta. What is alpha? It is minus 5. What is beta? It is minus 2. So minus 5 minus 2 is equal to minus 7. Now coming over here, ax square plus bx plus c, that is, what is sum of zeros? It is minus b by a. B is 7, so minus b means minus 7 upon 1, which is equal to minus 7. Next, product of zeros. Product means multiplication. So minus 5 into minus 2. 5 into 2 क्या होता है? 5 into 2 is 10 and minus into minus is plus. Now coming to the product. Product is C upon A. C क्या है? C तो 10 है. So this is equal to 10 upon 1, which is equal to 10. Are you able to compare the values? ये दोनों values आप compare कर सकते. This is also minus 7 and this is also minus 7. This is product. Here also you are getting 10. Here also you are getting 10. So we have verified. Hence it is verified. That is the relationship between the zeros and the coefficients, both are verified. So let us see more examples in your exercise. So now let us see the first question of your exercise 2.2. Find the zeros of the following quadratic polynomials and verify the relation between the zeros and the coefficient. This is the sum. So I will be writing the sum one by one. You can check it. Okay. So let us see the first sum. What is my first sum? First sum is x square minus 2x minus 8. So what is the first step? I have to write it over here. What is A? A is 1, B is equal to minus 2 and C is equal to minus 8. Now what is the next step? We have to simplify it as a product. So x square minus 2x minus 8. Here A into C. What is A into C? A into C is equal to minus 8 and B is equal to minus 2. I had to write the product factors of 8. 1 into 8, 2 into 4. 8 plus 1 is 9. So this is ruled out, and 8 minus 1 is also 7. 4 plus 2 is 6, but 4 minus 2 is 2. So I got two factors. One is 2, the second one is 4. But I should get it as minus 2. So it will be minus 4 plus minus 2. Minus 4 plus 2. 4 minus 2 is 2 and bigger number sign is minus. So I am getting the answer. And also minus 4 into plus 2 is minus 8. So now I am going to split these two as x square minus 4x plus 2x minus 8. So this x square and x, what is common over here? X is common. So x into x minus 4 plus 2 into x minus 4. So this is equal to x minus 4 into x plus 2. Now I have to find the zeros. So x minus 4 is equal to 0 or x is equal to 4. This is nothing but my alpha. X plus 2 is equal to 0 or x is equal to minus 2. This is my beta. Now I have to verify. On verification, I have to make two columns. One side it will be based on the alpha plus beta. So x square minus 2x minus 8. So this is equal to, what is alpha plus beta? Sum of zeros. First you have to write sum of zeros. What is sum of zeros? Alpha plus beta. What was your alpha? 4. What is your beta? Minus 2. So 4 minus 2 is equal to 2. And second one is product of zeros. What is product of zeros? Product of zeros means multiplication, alpha into beta, which is equal to 4 into minus 2, which is equal to minus 8. Coming over here, verifying the coefficient, that is minus b by a. What is minus b by a? B is nothing but the coefficient of x divided by a is nothing but coefficient of x square. So minus b, so it is minus of minus 2, which is equal to plus 2 divided by 1, because a is equal to 1. Now coming to the product of zeros, I get c upon a. What is c over here? C is nothing but minus 8. So minus 8 upon what is A? A is equal to 1. So my answer will be minus 8. Now check your answers. It is 2 over here. Here also you are having 2. Here it is minus 8. Here also you are having minus 8. Hence it is verified. Hence verified, you write it down. Coming to the second sum, 4s square minus 4s plus 1. Here A is equal to 4, B is equal to minus 4 and C is equal to 1. So what is AC? 4 into 1 is equal to 4 and middle term B is equal to minus 4. So I'll write the factors of 4. 1 into 4, 2 into 2. One more method, you can put it over here into symbol where you write the sum at the top. B is equal to minus 4 and AC is equal to 4 to decide the sign. 4 plus 1 is 5, 4 minus 1 is 3. This is ruled out. So I am going to take these two factors, 2 and 2. So write this 2 and 2 over here. But since I should get minus 4 over here, I will be taking minus sign over here and minus sign over here. So minus 2 is minus 4 and minus 2 into minus 2 is plus 4. And after coming over here, split it at the middle terms. That is 4s square minus 2s plus 1. Or 2s is taken common outside. So it is 2s minus 1 into 2s minus 1. So again 2s minus 1 is common. 2s minus 1 into 2s minus 1. Now you have to find the zeros. So you equate it to 0. 2s minus 1 is equal to 0. Or 2s is equal to 1. Or s is equal to 1 by 2. Another 0. 2s minus 1 is equal to 0. 2s is equal to 1 or s is equal to 1 by 2. So this is alpha and this is beta. There is an easy method for checking these factors. Please understand this method. How to check the factors, whether your factors are this method, you call it as I method. First I will be writing my two factors over here, whatever I have selected over here. Divided by this first term, that is 4s, not 4s square, only 4s. So I will be writing over here. Here I will be cutting the terms. 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. 2 1s are 2, 2 2s are 4. So my answer is 2s minus 1 into 2s minus 1. This is my answer right over here. Here 2s minus 1. Here also 2s minus 1. This is an easy method for checking. This you call it as I method. You can check your answer by I method. Now comparing the coefficients. That is, on one side you have to write the sum, that is sum of zeros. What is sum of zeros? Alpha plus beta. What is alpha? 1 by 2. What is beta? 1 by 2. So what is 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 is 1. Next one is product of zeros, which is equal to 1 by 2 multiplied by 1 by 2, which is equal to 1 by 4. Here coming over here, writing the coefficients, minus b upon a. What is minus b? Minus of minus 4 upon a. A is also 4. Don't forget to write over here as minus of minus, because already one minus sign is here and b value is also minus over here. So don't forget to write minus of minus 4, which is equal to 4 upon 4, which is equal to 1. And product of zeros is c upon a. What is c over here? C is 1. 1 upon, what is a? A is 4. So my answer is right. 1 by 4, 1 by 4, and here also 1 and 1. Hence verified. Coming to the next sum. It is 6x square minus 3 minus 7x, but it is not arranged in descending powers of x. So let me arrange 6x square minus 7x minus 3. This you have to see, to be very careful in the exam. So a is 6, b is minus 7 and c is minus 3. First I will multiply a and c. 6 into minus 3 is minus 18 and b is equal to minus 7. So I am writing the factors of 18. 1 into 18, 2 into 9 and 3 into 6. I am choosing two factors, 2 and 9. Here I will be writing b is equal to minus 7 and here I will be writing ac is equal to minus 18. So I will put minus 9 because I need minus 7. Bigger number will have negative sign. So let me split the factors over here. 6x square minus 9x plus 2x minus 3. What is common between 6 and 9? It is 3. So it is 2x minus 3, and here nothing is common, so I will take 1 as common. So again it will be 2x minus 3. So my answer will be 2x minus 3 into 3x plus 1. So checking you do by eye method. It's a very useful method. If you have done anything wrong over here, you can identify it very easily by this method. So what are all the two factors you have taken? One is 2 and the second one is minus 9. As I told earlier, you have to divide it by 6x. Divided by 6x, 2 ones are 2, 2 3s are 6. Here also 3 3s are 9, 2 3s are 6. So my answer will be 3x plus 1 multiplied by 2x minus 3. Since it is multiplication, you can change the order. Is this answer right over here? Both the answers are right. So method is right over here. Now coming to the relationship over here. So what is the first? First you have to find the 0. So 2x minus 3 is equal to 0, or 2x is equal to 3, or x is equal to 3 by 2. It is my alpha. Next one, 3x plus 1 is equal to 0, or 3x is equal to minus 1, or x is equal to minus 1 by 3. This is beta. So first is sum of zeros. What is sum of zeros? Alpha plus beta. So it is 3 by 2 minus 1 by 3. You have to take the LCM. This is nothing but 9 minus 2 upon 6, which is equal to 7 upon 6. Coming to the product, which is equal to alpha into beta, which is 3 by 2 into minus 1 by 3. 3 and 3 will get cancelled, which is equal to minus 1 by 2. Again comparing the relationship over here, that is minus b upon a. What is minus b? Minus of minus 7. Minus 7 over here, and it is minus. What is a? A is nothing but 6. So this is equal to 7 by 6. And c by a is equal to, what is c? C was minus 3 and a is 6. This is equal to minus 1 by 2. So both the answers are right. Here also 7 by 6. 7 by 6 minus 1 by 2 minus 1 by 2. Always when you put it in a tabular column and do, it will be very easy for you to verify. Don't put equal to sign already over here, because you are verifying. It is not equal before itself. You are verifying whether they are equal. It's always better to put one line in between and check the answers whether they are equal. Hope you understood this sum. Coming to the next sum, which is 4u square plus 8u. Only two terms are there. The third term is not there. I am taking it as 0. So here I am not going to use splitting the middle term, because I can take the common factor outside. What is common over here? I can take 4u as common. Inside I can write u plus 2. So for finding out the zeros, I will write 4u is equal to 0, or u is equal to 0 upon 4, which is equal to 0. Second 0 will be u plus 2 is equal to 0. Second 0 will be u plus 2 will be equal to 0, or u is equal to minus 2. So this is alpha and this is beta. So sum of zeros will be equal to alpha plus beta, which is equal to 0 minus 2, which is equal to minus 2. Product of zeros is equal to alpha into beta, which is equal to 0 into minus 2, which is equal to 0. Now minus b by a is equal to what is minus b? Minus 8 upon 4, which is equal to minus 2. C by a is equal to, c is taken as 0 and a is equal to 4. So 0 upon anything is 0. So is my answer right? Minus 2 and minus 2, 0 and 0. Hence it is verified. Next, coming over here, it is given t square minus 15. Again the middle term is not there, so I have taken it as 0. For finding out the zeros, directly I am going to equate to 0. T square minus 15 is equal to 0. T square is equal to 15. T is equal to plus minus root of 15. So my alpha is equal to root 15 and beta is equal to minus root 15. Now again sum of zeros you find. Sum of zeros is equal to alpha plus beta, which is equal to root 15 minus root 15, which is equal to 0. Product of zeros is equal to alpha into beta, which is equal to root 15 into minus root 15. So which is equal to minus 15. Now minus b by a. B term is not there, so you take it as 0. 0 upon 1 is equal to 0. C upon a is equal to minus 15 upon 1, which is equal to minus 15. So see, the answers are right. Here also minus 15, here also minus 15. Sometimes the middle term or the constant term is not given, means directly you can take the common term outside or factorize like this by taking the constant term to the other side. So only I have done these two sums together. Hope you understood how to do this sum when three terms are not given in the question. Coming to the last sum of the first question, I solved for you. You please understand. 3x square minus x minus 4. A is 3, B is minus 1, C is minus 4 here. So what is AC? 3 into minus 4 is minus 12 and B is minus 1. Let us write the factors of 12. 1 into 12, 2 into 6, 3 into 4. Check the factors. 12 plus 1 is 13. 12 minus 1 is 11. We are not getting minus 1. 6 plus 2 is 8. 6 minus 2 is 4. We are not getting minus 1. 4 plus 3 is 7. But 4 minus 3 is 1. So let us take these two factors 3 and 4. Now decide the sign. Put into sign over here. Write 3 and 4 over here. At the top write the sum, that is B is equal to minus 1. At the bottom write the product AC is equal to minus 12. Now decide the sign. Since we need minus 1 over here, I will take the bigger number as minus 4 and smaller number as plus 3. 3 into minus 4 is minus 12. 3 minus 4 is equal to minus 1. So now let us split the middle terms. 3x square, this minus x is splitted as 3x minus 4x minus 4. Combining the first two terms and the last two terms, in the first two term 3x is common, so inside we will be getting x plus 1. Here minus 4 is common, so we will be getting x plus 1. X plus 1 and x plus 1 is common again, so we will write it over here, x plus 1 into 3x minus 4. Now do the checking by I method. So what are all the two factors I have taken? 3 and minus 4 divided by 3x. So 3 and 3 will get cancelled. I will get 1 and x over here. Here nothing to be get cancelled. So I will write minus 4 and 3. So my answer will be x plus 1 and 3x minus 4. Let me find out the zeros. X plus 1 is equal to 0 or x is equal to minus 1. So my alpha will be minus 1 and my beta will be minus 4 upon 3. Let me find the sum of zeros. Alpha plus beta, which is equal to minus 1 plus 4 upon 3. Taking the LCM, I get 1 upon 3. Product of zeros, minus 1 into 4 upon 3, which is equal to minus 4 upon 3. Coming to the right hand side here, coefficients, that is minus b upon a, which is equal to minus of minus 1 upon 3. Minus into minus is plus, so it comes out to be 1 upon 3. C upon a is equal to minus 4 upon 3. Now you see here 1 upon 3, 1 upon 3 and minus 4 upon 3 and minus 4 upon 3. Hence it is verified. Now the general form of the quadratic formula is the general form of the quadratic polynomial is given by k into x square minus alpha plus beta into x plus alpha beta. In this case, the sum of zeros will be given in the question, and the product of zeros will be given in the question. For example, if sum of zeros is minus 3 and product of zeros is 2, how will you form the quadratic polynomial? It is formed by k into x square minus, what is alpha plus beta? Alpha plus beta is nothing but sum of zeros. So minus of minus 3 into x. And what is product of zeros? Product of zeros is nothing but alpha beta. Now here you should not forget to take minus of minus 3. Already one minus sign is there and one more minus sign is there in the sum of zeros. So minus into minus will become plus. K into x square minus into minus is plus 3x plus 2. Now here the value of k is equal to 1 as the denominator of 3 and 2 is 1 over here. So the value of k will be equal to 1. So the final answer is x square plus 3x plus 2. This is my final answer. So now let us move on to the exercise, that is exercise 2.2 second question, which is based on this quadratic polynomial, general form of the quadratic polynomial. Now let us move on to the NCERT questions of exercise 2.2, where the general form of the quadratic polynomial is given as k into x square minus alpha plus beta into s plus alpha beta. Here the sum of zeros and product of zeros are given in the question. You have to form the quadratic polynomial. That is sum of zero क्वेश्चन में दिया है और प्रोडक्ट ऑफ जीरोस भी क्वेश्चन में दिया है. आपको ये पॉलिनोमियल फॉर्म करना है. So let us see the first sum. In the first sum of zeros is given as 1 by 4 and product of zeros is given as minus 1. Now what is sum of zeros? Sum of zeros is nothing but alpha plus beta, which is equal to 1 by 4. Product of zeros is nothing but alpha beta, which is equal to minus 1. It's very easy. Just you have to go and replace the values of alpha plus beta and alpha beta. See how to replace. This is equal to k into x square minus, what is alpha plus beta? Alpha plus beta is 1 by 4. So 1 by 4x plus what is alpha beta? Alpha beta is minus 1. So now let us take the LCM. What is the LCM? LCM is equal to 4. If LCM is equal to 4, then k will also be equal to 4. So 4 into x square minus 1 by 4x plus minus 1. Now if we open the bracket, we will be getting 4x square minus x minus 4. This is my answer. Just given sum of zeros and product of zeros, I have written a quadratic polynomial. Coming to the second question. Here the sum of zeros is given as root 2 and the product of zeros is given as 1 by 3. So let us replace k into x square minus, what is alpha plus beta? Root 2x plus what is alpha beta? Alpha beta is 1 by 3. So can you say what is the LCM? LCM is equal to 3. Therefore, k will be equal to 3. Whatever, this is a hint for you. Whatever is the LCM, that will be the value of k. So let us take the value of k as 3. So x square minus root 2x plus 1 by 3. After opening the bracket, we will be getting 3x square minus 3 root 2x plus 1. So this is my quadratic polynomial. Next one. Sum of zeros is given as 0 and product of zeros is root 5. So let us put the values k into x square minus, what is sum of zeros? 0 into x. What is product of zeros? Root 5. So here LCM is equal to 1. Therefore k is equal to 1. So my answer will be x square plus root 5, because 0 into x will be equal to 0. So my answer is x square plus root 5. Coming to fourth question. Here sum of zeros is 1 and product of zeros is also equal to 1. So let us replace the values. K into x square minus alpha plus beta is 1. 1x plus alpha beta is 1. So here LCM is equal to 1. So k is equal to 1. Substituting the values, x square minus 1x plus 1. So this is my answer. Next, sum of zeros is minus 1 by 4 and product of zeros is 1 by 4. So let us put the values k into x square minus what is alpha plus beta? Minus 1 by 4 into s. Use the bracket over here because already one minus sign is there. So you have to use the bracket. What is product of zeros? 1 by 4. So this LCM is 4. I said whatever is the LCM, that is the value of k. So let us replace 4 into x square, minus into minus is plus 1 by 4x plus 1 by 4. Now if I open the bracket, it will be 4x square plus x plus 1. So this is my answer. Here again, what is sum of zeros is 4 and product of zeros is 1. So shall we replace k into x square minus 4x plus 1. Here LCM is equal to 1. Therefore, k is also equal to 1. So replacing the values, x square minus 4x plus 1 is my answer. Got it, children? Now let us see the zeros of a cubic polynomial. What is the general form of the cubic polynomial? Ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. Here the highest degree is 3. Highest power is 3. So you call this as a cubic polynomial. Then we get alpha plus beta plus gamma. Here we are having one more zero. Since we are having 3 zeros, we name the third zero as gamma. Alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to minus b by a, and alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is equal to c by a, and alpha beta gamma is equal to minus d by a. You have to remember this very nicely because we have 3 steps over here. Next, the question will be, form a cubic polynomial whose zeros are minus 3, minus 1 and 2. So here this is alpha, here this is beta, and here this is gamma. Using these 3 zeros, we have to form a cubic polynomial. So let us start now. Let the cubic polynomial be. How do you represent a cubic polynomial? Ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. Now what I am going to do is dividing throughout by a. By a I get x cube plus b upon a x square plus c upon a x plus d. Now since alpha, beta, gamma are the zeros, we have alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to minus b by a. Alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is equal to c by a, and alpha beta gamma is equal to minus d by a. You can remember like this. First one is minus, then plus, then minus. Alpha beta gamma. Then you join these two together. Alpha beta, beta gamma, then alpha into gamma. Then product of all the 3. Alpha beta gamma. Now what is the first we have to find out? That is what is given. Alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to all the 3 zeros you have to add now. That is minus 3, minus 1 plus 2. This is equal to minus 2. Therefore, minus b by a is equal to minus 2. Implies b by a is equal to 2. Since sum of, what do you know? Because you know that alpha plus beta plus gamma is minus b by a. So this is equal to minus 2, or b by a is equal to 2. Now again alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha is equal to, multiply the products here, plus minus 1 into 2 plus 2 into minus 3. So this is equal to 3 minus 2 minus 6, which is equal to minus 5. Now what is alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha? This is nothing but C by A. And also you know alpha beta into gamma is equal to minus 3 into minus 1 into 2, which is equal to 6. This is given by minus D by A is equal to 6 or D by A is equal to minus 6. Now we are having all the values, so we will replace now. Substitute the values of B minus B by A, C by A and minus D by A. So we will be getting x cube plus 2x square minus 5x minus 6. So this is my polynomial. Have you understood? We will see more examples. Now look at another sum. You have to read this sum very carefully. Here the 3 zeros are not given, but little difference is there. Form a cubic polynomial whose sum of zeros, sum of the product of zeros taken 2 at a time and the product of zeros are given as 2, minus 7 and minus 14 respectively. First, see the first condition. Sum of zeros is given. What is sum of zeros? Sum of zeros is equal to 2. How do you denote sum of zeros? Sum of zeros is denoted by alpha plus beta plus gamma is equal to 2. But also we denote sum of zeros by minus b by a is equal to 2 or b by a is equal to minus 2. Now come to sum of the product of zeros taken 2 at a time. So how we are going to take 2 at a time? First we take alpha beta plus beta gamma plus gamma alpha, which is equal to minus 7. But how do you denote this? This is denoted by C by A. C by A is equal to minus 7. Third condition is given. Product of zeros is equal to minus 14. How do you denote product of zeros? Alpha into beta into gamma is equal to minus 14. But alpha, beta, gamma is denoted by minus D upon A is equal to minus 14 or D upon A is equal to 14. Now, you know the general form of the polynomial ax cube plus bx square plus cx plus d. So, first, what is the first step? Throughout, we are going to divide it by a. That is x cube plus b by ax square plus c by ax plus d by a. Now, shall we put the values? X cube, what was b by a? B by a is minus 2. So, I will write minus 2x square. What was c by a? C by a was minus 7. So, I will write minus 7x. And what is d by a? D by a is equal to 14. So, this is my answer. So, you have to read the question carefully whether zeros are given or sum of zeros, sum of product of zeros are given. Read the question carefully. Now, let us move on to another question where it is given verify 2, minus 2 and minus 3 by 2 are those zeros of the cubic polynomial. That is, here you have to verify. They are not given, it is zeros. Verify matlab kya karna hai? In the place of x, you have to put 2 and see whether it is, I am getting the answer 0. Then you will put minus 2 and check whether I am getting the answer as 0. Then I will put minus 3 by 2 and see whether I am getting the answer as 0. If all the three conditions are satisfied, then I can say 2, minus 2 and minus 3 by 2 are the zeros. ये पुट करने के बाद आपको आंसर 0 आना चाहिए. If you are getting 0 only, then I can say these three are the zeros of the polynomials. Then the second step is verify the relationship. This already you are done in quadratic polynomial also. We will do it here also. So first let us see what is the given polynomial. 2x cube plus 3x square minus 8x minus 12. In place of x I am going to put 2 now. So 2 into 2 cube plus 3 into 2 square minus 8 into 2 minus 12. So this is 2 power 3 is 8, 8 2s are 16. 2 power 2 is 4, 4 into 3 12. So it is minus 16 minus 12. So are they getting cut? So I am getting the answer as 0. So P of 2 is the zeros of the polynomial. Next you put minus 2. 2 into minus 2 whole cube plus 3 into minus 2 whole square minus 8 into minus 2 minus 12. So this is equal to minus 8 into 2 is minus 16 plus 12, and here it is plus 16 and minus 12. Here also I am getting the answer as 0. Now let us check the third condition. 2 into minus 3 by 2 whole cube plus 3 into minus 3 by 2 whole square minus 8 into minus 3 by 2 minus 12. This is equal to, after simplifying I will be getting 27 by 4 plus 27 by minus 27 by 4 plus 12 and minus 12, which is also equal to 0. Since in all the three cases I am getting the answer as 0, I can say 2 minus 2 and minus 3 by 2 are the zeros of the polynomial. Next we will move on to the next part of the question, verify the relationship. Already I said whenever you get a verification, make a table like this. So first we will find alpha plus beta plus gamma. What is alpha plus beta? First 0 is alpha, second 0 is gamma, and third 0 was your first 0 is alpha, second 0 is beta, and third 0 is gamma. So this plus 2 and minus 2 will get cancelled. So my answer will be minus 3 by 2. Let us check the answer over here also, minus b by a. What is b here? 3. What is a over here? 2. So my answer will be minus 3 by 2. Are both the answers right? Yes. Let us move on to the second condition. Alpha beta, beta gamma into gamma alpha. So what is alpha beta? 2 into minus 2. What is beta and gamma? Minus 2 into minus 3 by 2. Plus what is gamma? Minus 3 by 2. And what is alpha? 2. So we will get minus 4 plus 3 minus 3. These two will get cancelled and answer will be minus 4. Similarly, alpha, beta and gamma, that is 2 into minus 3 by 2 will give me 6. If you are going to compare these values with c by a, which is also equal to minus 4, and minus d by a, which is also equal to 6. Therefore 6 and 6 are equal, and here minus 4 and minus 4, and here minus 3 by 2 and minus 3 by 2. So this is how we solve the relationship between the zeros of a cubic polynomial and the coefficients of the cubic polynomial. Hope you understood both the cubic polynomial and the quadratic polynomial. In the next class we will see how to divide the one polynomial by the other polynomial. So please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon.